Yo, what is up, Goon Squad? Welcome to Pokemon FireRed. So I want to talk about a story after I turn on the light. I forgot to turn on my light. Ignore that. What we were doing last time is shiny hunting. What are we doing today? Shiny hunting. Welcome to episode 3. Let's go. But I want to talk about something. I want to talk about my dating life, because I think that'll be interesting. Maybe somewhat boring and short, but, you know, when it counts, interesting. So, I want to talk about actually a recent one. So, this is a recent date. This is someone I matched with on Hinge. The conversation was good. You know, we messaged back and forth. It was alright conversation. And we sent messages, and then we met in person afterwards. We agreed on a location. Very obnoxious process to agree to a location, by the way. It took like very long. Also, if I seem distracted and thought there, it's because I was reading something on the side, and I'm like, and I tried to like ignore it, but anyway, whatever. Point is, we went out on a date after much planning. We were like, oh, we want to go to this place. Oh, but this place is a little far. What about this place? Oh, but that place is blah, blah. Eventually, we came to a location. We went to a farmer's market. And the reason why I'm talking about this date story is not just the date part, but the farmer's market part. Because I had never been to a farmer's market before. Maybe once in like some distant past, but not one that I can remember. You know what I mean? And so, this is my first farmer's market. Also, I wore, like, probably the worst thing you could possibly wear out there. I had a denim jacket on. So, you know, it's a little bit of heat being generated. You know how it is. But I had that. I had that on. We went out. My first time there, it's a little awkward. I mean, I think when you first meet someone, it's a little awkward. But she was, like, nice. It was, like, chill. We just kind of yapped, got something like to drink and all that. I got some boba. That's pretty fire. I love boba. But the farmer's market is really interesting. At first, I wasn't really into it. I'm going to be honest. I was a little bit like, I mean, like, there's like shops and things like that around here, but like nothing insane in my opinion. You know what I mean? It wasn't anything like wild. Not that I was expecting something wild, but I don't know. It's just like, oh, again, whatever. But that changed. When we were walking, we pulled up on this, like, oh, what did I do? My bad. I pulled up on this, like, Asian stall area, I guess. I don't know exactly from, like, which part specifically. I just know Asian. I don't know. I don't know if it said it. To be honest, I don't think it did say it. But whatever, we pulled up there. I'm looking at the little stuff. They have like some like cat stuff. I think it might have been Japanese. I don't know. I think that's the one that has to do with like the fortune cats and all that stuff. I think that's that type of that side of whatever. Anyway, point is, it's that. We pulled up there, and I'm looking at that stuff, and she's interested in those. She's interested in getting some of those because she's like into anime or whatever. No, I am too. I don't know what I'm saying. Like, I am whatever. Like, whatever. But, like, she's into that. So, she got, like, one of those, you know. And it looked really nice. I was almost considering getting one myself, but I'm like, I don't want to spend money right now. But, no, she got that. And then, I saw on a sign there at that place. This is what locked me into the farmer's market, by the way. This is the moment. I saw a sign, and it said, we replace car key batteries, basically. I looked at that and I'm like, dude, every time I get into my car, it's been telling me to replace my my keys battery. And so I said, you know what, this is it right here. This is the opportunity to get it like fixed. So I like talked to the guy. I'm like, yeah, I need to repair this. He's like, oh yeah, no, it costs this amount. And I'm like, okay. Maybe I got scammed. I don't know. It was $6, but like whatever. I needed to replace it anyway. I don't care. Battery, to be fair, probably like super cheap. Like maybe like $2 or something, but whatever, you know. I'm there for the vibes. But I give him the things, he replaces it, I'm there kind of vibing, and then it kind of clicks in my head, and I know it's a little goofy to say this about, like, you know, the car key battery replacement, but that low-key made me lock in. I'm like, wait, hold on, this area is kind of goated. They like just do this, this guy just did this for me. This is sick. So, you know, after that, I go ahead and take my leave because he gives me the stuff. Because at first he said, like, oh, it's either $8 or $6 depending on the battery, and I'm like, oh, okay, because I got $6. And I'm like, okay, cool. He replaced it for me. I no longer get the notification in my car that the battery is, that the keys, oh, that's so hard to say, the car's key battery, what is that thing? It has a name, doesn't it? I think it has a name. Whatever. The thing no longer has to be replaced. The battery no longer has to be replaced. And that wasn't everything, though. That wasn't everything. At least in my car, that wasn't everything, because I still have plenty of other issues in my car, by the way. When I still get in there, I still see a notification that my tires don't have any air in them, because the sensors are all broken. None of the car sensors work, so every time I get in, it says that it doesn't have any air in it. Maybe one day it won't, but that day isn't here yet, so, you know, I still have time. Probably. But yeah, we leave that place afterwards. It's chill. We go walk around some more. She's looking for a very specific place to get some food, because she's like, oh yeah, this place is goated. We pull up there, it's like some chicken on a stick, basically. And I'm like, hell yeah, we get that. It was alright. It was good. It wasn't bad. We did that. We ate. We talked for a bit. Rest of the date kind of progressed. We walked around a bit more. We were there for like, I want to say like roughly like 2-3 hours around there. 2 or 3 hours. By the way, it sucks. The parking was like a little pricey, man. A little pricey. I'm used to it because when I go to like the city area, the downtown area, it's also a little pricey, but like, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it, but you know, whatever. We do that. We hang out a little bit. We talk. It starts raining, so I have to like kind of wait out the rain anyway. But it was chill. Learned about each other. Date ended. Went our separate ways. I said thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. And that was it, basically. From the date, by the way, just in case you guys are curious about how it went, I'm still on.
And welcome to the Los Boyos and Malos family.
I'm still on dating apps,
Gustavo, but you can call
so you know, it didn't like progress to like anything beyond anything going further, like a second date or something like that. However, I still had a good time. She had a good time, and like, we're chill, like just as like homies. Like, that's fine. So yeah, that was basically it. That was that. And I'm a big farmers market fan now, and I'm glad that I get to go on these like excursions. I like that I got to use the word excursion there. You know, like I don't know, there was like, because there's like always like an infinite bag of like words I can pick from, right? An excursion just came to my mind, and I'm like, oh, I like that one. I like that one. I like that one just flowed out naturally. I don't know. Just a big fan of the word excursion, you know? Like, ooh. I'm yapping. But hold on, I got a good feeling about this one. Hold on, pause. I got a good feeling about this one. Watch this, guys. Watch this. Ready? Ready? I got a good feeling about it. Also, I'm gonna have to count afterwards because I forgot to start counting how many attempts I've done. So I'll have to go back and count. Alright, we keep going. But yeah, no, that was basically it. That was my adventure. Date, she told me like, oh yeah, I asked her like she'd want to hang out again. She told me like, yeah, sure, I'd be down, but I want you to know like, I don't have any like, I don't feel like this going relationship route or anything like that. Like, you're chill, but like, I don't see it going that way. And I'm like, yeah, that's completely fine. I told her like, I was like, to be honest, the first date I got that too. I got like the friend vibe from her as well. And I think that that's completely chill and fine. I wanted to actually go on a second one to kind of see if that's like, if it was like concrete almost in my mind, to see if like, oh, like, you know, maybe it's a first date, you don't know someone that well, maybe by the second you kind of like know, but because I don't date much, so I don't know how it's like, how it's supposed to work, to be honest. I don't know. But I told her like, no, it's fine then. I got that vibe too. I'm completely fine staying that way, and that's how it's gonna be. The vine booms in the background, dude. Unfortunately, that means that once again I am back on my Hinge arc. Another unsuccessful Hinge endeavor. However, new homie acquired, so you know, like, you win some, you lose some, I guess. All right. Speaking of losing some, just keep on resetting. But yeah, no. I think it's a very I don't know. It's kind of odd, but I like this like. It almost was kind of like a mature way of like handling dating, almost, you know. Like the way I'm kind of like talking about it now and all that, and like after the fact. And I kind of like that. I kind of like how like mature it feels. It's like yeah, no, it's chill. Like things didn't work out, the vibe wasn't there. That's all right. Like we can still be homies, we can still be chill. And even if she didn't want to be chill, right, and she didn't want to be homies, like that'd also be fun. You know what I mean? Because that's just like maturity. I feel that's just being mature. I could also go down the other path though. If I ever need like more money, I could start making right-leaning content and be like, oh yeah, guys, no, you can never be friends with women or something like that. Could go down that route though. It's always an option. But no, I actually like that. Like I never fell. I don't know. I don't know how people go into that type of stuff. I'm kind of shifting the topic now. But you know how there are like people like that, right? People like that exist, where they get very like closed-minded and they say things like that and genuinely mean it. Like, oh, you can't be friends with girls or whatever. You can't be friends with other women because you'll always like them or something like that, or like you'll always be looking for like a chance to get with them, which I don't think is true. That's not true. I don't believe that. But I do wonder like what gets someone down that path, and I wonder if like in another timeline if that was possible. You know what I mean? Like, could that be something that happened to me? I don't think so. For like the reason that I think I've already been tested a lot. And there are moments in my life where like if I wanted to, I could have, and I never like saw it as like a thing that I would do. You know, it's never on my mind of like, oh yeah, no, I had to blame women for all my issues. Like, to me, that's insane. It's wild. You're better off just blaming the government. Make note of that. Blame the government. But I do wonder, like, what kind of gets someone down that route? You know, what are the things, what are the factors that kind of come into play that makes someone distinct from me? You know, someone who would see what Andrew Tate says and be like, oh yeah, I believe that actually. No, that's true. He's so based. He's so cool, you know? I wonder if it's just like being around it, perhaps. Like maybe that's a factor of it. You guys let me know. Maybe you guys like can, you know, maybe have like some psychology major out there or someone that knows. Sorry, is that a burp hiccup thing? I ate Chipotle earlier. And by earlier I mean like literally like 2 seconds ago. By 2 seconds I mean like 2 seconds before I started recording. But no, like I don't know. It's something that's always on my mind, you know? Like, how do people get to where they are in life? What choices did they make to get to that point? To get to that? I pressed that button by mistake. Whoops. You have a nickname? Nope. But yeah. I hope that in my audience, there aren't people like that. You know? People that had that type of mindset. And if you're someone that does, right, I believe that's never, like, too late for people. From some cases. Obviously, like, you know, once you get to a point, it's like, I don't know about giving you a second chance, but, you know, I hope that there is someone, like, out there that's watching, which I doubt you are watching, but if there is, you can kind of see it in your heart to maybe, like, consider change, and that maybe, like, these alt-right people that you're following are these, like, really bad people that you're, like, viewing, you know? Maybe they don't have it right, you know what I mean? But I'm yapping. I'm yapping now. We'll do one more check here. And then I think I'll call it. Let's see. This could be it. This could be the one. To be fair, that's the best part about this. Any one of these attempts could just be the one. Like one day the arc will be over, and there is a good chance that it's either today or 5 days from now, or 10 days, or 20 days, or 30. It could be. I'm gonna do one more. 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 You know that mining for diamonds meme? Yeah, this is it right now. This is what it looks like in action. All right, Charmander. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Last one for real this time. Trust. Trust. I've seen this before. I've played these games before. All right.